Hey everyone, it's Jessica, and today I'm bringing you a review of the e.l.f. smudge pots. These can be found on their website and they are $3 a piece. And they look like this, and the packaging that they come in, they all have white lids and they seem pretty sturdy. I've had these for a little while now. And I've traveled with some of these and they've kind of withstood the test of travel, which is always my biggest indicator packaging wise if it's well made enough to last for a long time. The texture of these smudge pots is very whipped, and the more I've used it, the more I've realized that these are a lot softer than the MAC paint pots and the Maybelline Color Tattoos. Any of those types of cream shadows are a lot more dense, and you have to rub it to get a little bit on your finger, whereas with this, you can almost, you can rub to get some out, but you can almost dig it out as well. So it's a lot softer than other cream shadows that I've used. The way that these are meant to be used is either on their own, just as like an all-over wash of color, which is what I did today on mine. You can also use them as a primer underneath shadow, which is typically how I would use a cream shadow, especially with these, or any other thing like that. They are meant to hold on to the shadow to add a little bit of color, but the idea is that they don't move, that they don't budge all day. Now, what I've noticed with these, they have 9 different shades on their website, and I'm staring at them right now. e.l.f. sent me all of them. I ended up giving away the rest of them, but the ones that I have left are just the lighter colors, because that's usually what I go for when I'm using a cream shadow, because like I said, I usually use them as a primer. The ones that I still have are Back to Basics, which is this really pretty kind of bronze color. I also have Ain't That Sweet, which is a really light pink color, and it reminds me of the MAC paint pot in Let's Skate, although it's not as glittery as that. I also have Pearls of Wisdom, which is this really silvery white shade, a very pure white color. And I also have Gotta Glow, which is this golden shade. It reminds me of Urban Decay's Half Baked, at least color-wise it does. Out of these, you can tell which ones I've used the most, which would be Gotta Glow, and also Back to Basics. I've gotten a decent amount of use out of, especially lately. These don't really have a noticeable smell or anything offensive like that, which I appreciate. The pigmentation on these, when you swatch them, they look absolutely stunning. However, you notice as you start to blend it out that they begin to look a lot less pigmented. And that is the one con that I found with these, is that when I'm applying it with my fingers, which I would prefer to for a cream shadow, I've noticed that they just sheer out so much, no matter, like I today layered on like 4 layers of the Gotta Glow, and it didn't really, in person it looks a little bit more pigmented than on camera because the lighting kind of washes me out here, but it isn't as stark as I would prefer, especially with the gold shade. Now, like I said, today I just wore it on its own and it's okay. Underneath shadows is where it really shines because these do not budge. I had swatched Gotta Glow earlier this morning before I got ready because I remembered this being the case when I first got these. After I did my makeup, I went and washed my hands and scrubbed this area and it would not come off. Now, once I got a makeup remover wipe, it came right off. But what I love is the staying power of these shadows. It really is incredible. So, although I wouldn't necessarily recommend it for just all over because I really don't know that it's necessarily pigmented enough just for that, I would recommend them as a primer because they really do hold on to any shadow you put on top of it. All of these do a great job. I would recommend the white one, Pearls of Wisdom, for if you're doing a bright look, like bright colors. This white underneath those bright colors is gonna really make them pop. It's kind of the same with nail polish. If you put a white nail polish on and then you just put like an opaque glitter top coat, that glitter is gonna pop just that much more because of the white base underneath it. So the same holds true for cream shadow. So that's how I would recommend using the white one. Like I said, when you apply it with your fingers, it really does sheer out a lot, even when you're packing it on after letting it dry and putting more on, and letting it dry and putting more on. It really does sheer out. However, the one brush that I found that does a really good job of packing it on if you want to keep it that opaque color is the e.l.f. flat eyeliner brush. And this is just a brush that's synthetic, really almost rubbery feeling. But it does a great job with cream products, especially their smudge pots, because you can pick up a lot of the color and you can really, really get it all over the lid and let it dry that way. And it's a lot thicker, it's a lot more opaque. So that's kind of how I've found, that's like the way I found to work around the fact that it shears out with my fingers. Now, if you're someone that's looking for a cream shadow that is pretty sheer, that's just a nice light wash of color, you will love these. But if you are looking for something that's like shockingly pigmented and goes on exactly the way it swatches, you might not love these as much. When you wear it all day, I haven't noticed any weird feeling like as you're wearing it. It doesn't feel sticky. It dries almost as if it's a powder. I mean, it just dries down and it stays. And you don't feel it. It doesn't feel sticky. I have not noticed any creasing with it. And that's another big thing with some cream shadows. They just crease like crazy and they look really gross. These do not change. They really don't. The way it applies once it has dried is the way it will look at the end of the day. And that's what I've noticed repeatedly with these. So wear time and the way that it wears, it will stay the same as it was when you first applied it. And that is amazing for a $3 product. As I said, these can be purchased on eyeslipsface.com. You can sometimes find these in stores. I buy some e.l.f. products from Target. I also have a store near me called Meijer that sells e.l.f. Although most of the good smudge pot colors are usually sold out there, like the lighter ones that I would really gravitate towards. Online, the one downside of ordering online is that you usually will have to pay for shipping, but e.l.f. almost always has some sort of deal where, like, if you spend $25, you can get free shipping or, you know, all kinds of things like that. I will have a link for e.l.f. coupons below because they change so often. This link will always give you the most updated ones. Overall, my rating, the pros would be that they're inexpensive, there's a pretty decent color range, and they goes to a lot of darker colors. So if you're into that, definitely check on their site so you can see they've got like a deep purple and a deep blue and lots of other crazier and more fun colors. I think that the wear time is absolutely amazing. The one con I would say is just that it really is sheer when you apply it with your fingers, which is how I would prefer to apply it. But like I said, there are ways to work around that. And this brush is, I think, $3 on their website as well. So, I mean, absolutely amazing. If you're interested in more e.l.f. products or more e.l.f. ideas of products that are really good and maybe some e.l.f. products that really aren't so good, I'll link my past e.l.f. videos. I've done quite a few on my channel because I love e.l.f. And although I own a decent amount of high-end, I always find myself going back to e.l.f. because they're just, for the price, you can't beat it. They really do sell some amazing products. So if you're interested in learning a little more about e.l.f. or maybe what products to avoid, because there are some that really are no good, and some products that are absolutely amazing that I rave about, I'll put those links below. If you're interested, please subscribe for more reviews, and I'll catch you guys soon. Bye.